Venezuela holds this Friday the second day of the Congress of the Historic Bolivarian Bloc, an exercise in participatory democracy led by the government of Nicolás Maduro. On Thursday, the United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution by the absolute majority recognizing the Palestinian people's rights to self-determination and being an independent state. The new Dana in Spain and tropical storm Sara in the Caribbean have left citizens struggling to cope with severe weather conditions in the form of heavy rains, floods, and landslides. Hello and welcome to From the South. I'm Ana Marrero from the teleSUR headquarters in Caracas, Venezuela. We'll begin with the news. Stay with us. It is the second day of the Congress of the Bolivarian Historical Bloc in Venezuela, and our correspondent Belén de los Santos is there with the details we must know about the event. Hello, Belén, welcome.
Hello, Anna. It's a pleasure to be here. And as you were saying, the Grand Congress of the Historical Bolivarian Bloc is underway in Caracas. We are here. This is the second day of the Congress that started yesterday and will continue until tomorrow. And what I wanted to bring to you today at this moment was a little bit of an explanation of what this historical Congress is. And what it is an instance of participatory democracy. So what is happening here in the Congress today is that the different sectors of the Venezuelan society are coming together in order to discuss the strategic goals and a roadmap to the future in order to analyze and to really debate together. That is why this is an instance of the participatory democracy, because the goals of the coming years for this government term and for the Venezuelan nation as a whole will not be decided as happens in many countries, but just by the executive alone, but are being discussed by all sectors of society. And this Congress is a key instance of that. So let's recall what is happening. So the idea is, this is a proposal. You know that a new term in office is beginning next year. And also there are many challenges that the world is facing, and Venezuela in particular has set a goal to really bring together all these sectors. So we have the 5 generations that compose the Venezuelan society, and also the 7 forces. We are talking about the different forces that make up the Venezuelan society. We're talking about the political party, we're talking about the social forces, that means the popular forces, the communal power, and also the productive forces. So those are all the sectors that make up this Venezuelan social tissue. And these have been carrying out assemblies since September with a set objective of discussing what are the problems that the territories are facing and what are the strategies, what are the ideas that from each different territory, from each different sector, they are giving in order to think about the goals for the upcoming years. And those are the 7 transformations. That is the 7 key areas in which every part of the Venezuelan society is preparing and is working to really transform, do the next step of transformations in this stage of the Bolivarian process. So those assemblies have been carrying out since September, and this Congress that is underway right now is the key moment in which those delegates from all across the nation and also from all these different sectors that we have been mentioning, they have come here to Caracas, to this Congress, and they are bringing the proposals, and so they are now debating them with the other comrades, and they are set to reach different consensus and objectives and finally end this Congress with a proposal for the coming years. That is the instance that we are here and that is underway. So today is the second day of this event, and that means that today is when the workspaces, the work tables are on they are already underway. All the delegates have been divided into areas according to those 7 transformations, 7 strategies that are being debated. So if you can hear a little bit behind me, there's a lot of different debate instances where delegates are participating, they're bringing their proposals. That is what's happening today. Today is the most important day in terms of debating, in terms of reaching consensus, and the idea is that from today and up to tomorrow, we are going to have some consensus drawn up to have a final roadmap, a participatory, a democratic roadmap that will be drawn up for and presented tomorrow in the ending day. So that is a little bit of what is happening today, and I will continue to bring you throughout the day how the day develops, and we will hopefully be able to also hear from some of the delegates from the different experiences. So I hope to bring you more information soon.
Thank you, Belen, for your information and your remarks in this event. And now we take our very first break, but remember you can join us on our TikTok account as teleSUR English, where you'll be able to see news in different formats, news updates and more. Stay tuned for more news. Welcome back to From the South. In Cuba, former President and Army General Raúl Castro Ruiz welcomed the Minister of Emergency Situation of Russia, Alexander Kurenkov. The leader of the revolution thanked the Russian government for its solidarity and the direct assistance of the Ministry of Emergency Situations. While Kurenkov's highlights the historical relations between both peoples. In addition, both these sides reaffirmed that the political will to continue strengthening cooperation ties to face complex contingency situations aggravated by the illegal U.S. blockade against Cuba. The Army General appreciated Russian support in the preparation of the qualified national personnel to face crises such as the hurricane's impact that lately hit the country. The G20 Social Summit opens in Rio de Janeiro, marking an unprecedented initiative by the Brazilian government ahead of the Leaders Summit. This event aims to bring civil society into discussions amongst leaders of the world's major economies. The country will run until Saturday with over 270 activities organized by the social movements, universities, and international organizations on social struggles, such as the right of the LGBTQ+ population, on which equality, fighting against racism, and a popular anti-imperialism court. On Friday, the plenary sessions are scheduled to discuss the 3 taxes proposed by Brazil to the G20 summit, combating hunger, poverty and inequality, sustainability and climate change, and global governance reform. Argentina became the only country in the world to vote at the United Nations against a resolution in favor of rising efforts to eradicate violence against women and girls in digital environments. On the eve of the International Day for Elimination Violence Against Women, 170 countries supported the resolution voted in New York, while 17 abstained and 1 Argentina voted against. The body concerned over the increasing use of social media and the internet to undermine the rights of women and girls. The document promoted by the Netherlands and France points to attacks on sexual and reproductive health. 3 days earlier, President Javier Milei's representative further voted against a resolution in favor of indigenous people.
And the judgment by national judges has been requested 225 reviews and to process with the events that led the regrettable figure of over 30 deaths and 500 public assets destroyed. This action that has as an axis the familiar reunification consolidates the commitment of Venezuelan entities with peace, justice, and human rights. Caracas, November 15, 2024, signature by myself as Attorney General of the Republic. And for it to finish, I want to highlight clearly that they do not have moral or judicial authority or any NGO, and I am going to say it again, they don't have it. And afterwards, the prosecutor's office with the competent organs, they came bribed by other organizations to refer that they had to do something with this action, which is attributable to the legal authorities, the prosecutor's office, and the judicial power, which is part together with us to the judicial system. They shouldn't come here to disclose a video over there. It is something terrible what they said. That they were accusing me of belonging to an entity, and so with a sheet of paper to sign a power. And when something like this happened, judges and attorney generals, after reviewing each case, then they came and said that we did these events to disclose negative propaganda against Venezuela. And so with this important announcement, with this communique, I just finished my speech, and we will continue reviewing, we will continue looking at the cases, the important cases, because Venezuela is recognized for it. It's recognized it is recognized as it is attached by law and what the Constitution and judicial power stipulate. Whoever being responsible for the crimes as active participant will be punished, will be sanctioned. Those innocent amid the investigations will be under investigation for measures, and so this is an important task. Thank you very much. So you heard the Attorney General's speech, and with the reading of this communique, we finish.
Hola, soy Aisa García. Tú y yo tenemos...
Welcome back. In Russia, the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Michael Bogdanov, informed on Thursday his nation will forgive a $20 billion debt to several African countries. He also, a special presidential representative for the Middle East and Africa, added that those funds will be reallocated to develop a project within a refinancing program. The first ministerial conference of the Russian-Africa Partnership Forum held in Sochi on November 9 and 10 sought to boost comprehensive cooperation between Russia and Africa in political, security, economic, and humanitarian affairs. The diplomat further noted the possibility of reopening embassies in African nations which had been closed earlier. In the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, President Kim Jong-un ordered on Friday the mass production of drones on Friday, the following warnings from the U.S. State Department over the national agreements with Russia. After witnessing a test of suicide drones, the leader highlights that unmanned aerial vehicles are gaining ground worldwide. Given the effectiveness of the cutting-edge military technologies, Kim Jong-un further indicated debates on designing a military doctrine to regulate them and make them more effective. In past Tuesday, Washington threatens Pyongyang after confirming the presence of Korea's troops deployed in Russia. Both nations reaffirmed that they are within the national, legal, and international law framework. And now changing topics. In Honduras, experts report that Tropical Storm Sara landed on Thursday evening, warning that it poses significant domestic damage due to its low speeds. Meteorologists further add that torrential rains will dump from 100 to 200 millimeters. The mayor department at risk of Sara's and Atlantida Colon by Islands and Gracias a Dios, thus they are on red alert since early hours as a precaution. Local experts informed that storm won't turn into a hurricane. Furthermore, the United States National Hurricane Center alerted that Honduras will be facing downpours for 2 weeks. In response to it, the government has deployed security and defense personnel as well as rescuers across the nation. Hours earlier, the National Electric Power Company of Honduras informed that it was taking necessary preventive measures to face the effects of Tropical Storm Sara. So far, around 747 crew were mobilized throughout the country to attend incidents related to the electric power supply. One of the measures taken by the company is to suspend service interruption due to the lack of payments in the department under red alert in order to allow citizens to be informed about the progress of the storm. In Colombia, President Gustavo Petro turned on Thursday La Guajira department as it was most affected by downpours as a result of climate change. The Colombian head of state required the executive to boost public works in that region. On his visit to northern Uribian municipality, Petro reproached the delay in the completion of public works despite the government's facilitated the resources for them. Likewise, the leader praised that the achievements of the Nazareth town in Uribia, whose 6,000 inhabitants severely affected by heavy rainfalls, have managed to decrease child mortality. Notwithstanding, the president warned that the acceleration in climate change demands further effective efforts to safeguard the population. We have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. You can also join us on our socials from Facebook, on X, and on Instagram as well. For Telesur English, I'm from the South, I'm Marrero. Thank you for watching.